always have to have the intro music to let you know that you've joined Bobby Likis Car Clinic. I hope that you're feeling tip-top today, and I hope that you're going to stick around for the next hour. Actually, hour minus 30 seconds. Welcome to Bobby Likis Car Clinic. It is my privilege to provide for you this hour of automotive insight here on Paltalk.com. I have to tell you that it is exciting to me, and it's a pleasure for me to share with you information that I'll tell you, number one, you can't get anywhere else, because I'll share inside information with that goes on behind the scenes, if you so desire. Cams up and put your palms up if you'd like to ask a question, and please test your mic and make sure that the volume levels are tip-top and 100%. The room is relatively full. I brought with me today several different things. Number one, the price of gas average across the country is 39 cents higher than it was a year ago this time. I find that very interesting because normally it's $1, $1.10, $1.09, 5, 4, 3, 89. Now it's at 38.9 cents, and the highest area is 50 cents, and that's in Florida, believe it or not. Massachusetts, 41 cents. The New England area, 37 cents. The East Coast, 49 cents along the whole East Coast of the U.S. On the West Coast, less California, it's 48.5 cents. So bottom line, it's about 45 cents average across the United States, higher than it was this time a year ago. If you feel like you have received some relief at the pump, from the pinch at the pump, just remember that that's temporary. I mean, if you've gotten stung by a bee and it really hurts, and then the pain starts to subside, you may forget about that, and then maybe a year or two goes by, and until you see a beehive again, you say, hey, I don't want to go there. Well, I firmly believe in my heart of hearts, and we can look at what happens in other countries in Europe at the price of gasoline, petrol. It's called petrol everywhere except here in the States. And the price of gasoline, that $8, $9, $10, we're going to see $5 a gallon gas. And here's how and why I believe that. I believe that it will take $5 per gallon of gas cost to the American public to force us to understand and to start to sway and change the way that we lead our lives and we operate our lives with regard to the use of fossil fuels, as other smarter countries have. And smarter, and you say, well, we're smart in the United States. Well, that's debatable. Oh, and speaking of the debate, I don't know how many of you watched the debate last night. And certainly one of the topics that I will not discuss is politics. Wish that we did have someone that I felt really, really confident that could lead the country, but change is definitely in the works, and we can ill afford to continue the way we have in the past 8 years. I don't know what your personal financial situation is, but I will tell you, from a standpoint of having been in business, and in the automotive service business for since 1971. So that's what, 37 years I've been in the automotive service business. So as I sit in this studio, outside the door of this studio is a 15,000 square foot automotive service facility, and there are cars in the shop, technicians in the shop, service managers in the shop, and people that are running the shop as we speak. And it is the most difficult business to be in, and today it's especially difficult, and I'll tell you why. Insurance cost. I don't know about your state, but let's look at the highest insurance that I can think of per labor. I'm talking about workman's comp and liability insurance for a small business owner, and we're going to get to cars in just a minute because we're headed that way. Is $62 out of every 100 for a roofer goes to insurance. So if somebody says they want $1,000 to patch your roof, $600, and you happen to live in the state of Florida. Now, I'm sure it's equally as expensive, if not more so, in other parts of the United States. But if your cost of patching your roof is $1,000, $620 of that goes to the insurance company and doesn't go to the person that's charging you for the job. So of the $1,000, less than $400 that person keeps. That person pays the labor and pays for other costs, and of course not including the cost of the actual materials, so that you pay extra for that, but the cost of labor. And so in an automotive service shop, in our position, we spend roughly $28 to $30 per hour for every hour that we're open to insure the business. And you don't see that when you come in, except when you buy a part or you buy a service from a repair shop. That's all figured into the cost of the repair. If it were not, that service shop would not be in business a year from now. Now let's look at that. Let's look at that. What are we talking about? Some water? Yes, I could use some water. So here's the bottom line. What we do, and what I decided to do some 15 years ago, after I got an electric bill from Gulf Power Company that showed a fuel adjustment charge. And of course they still do that today. And if you're trying to figure out what those kilowatt hours mean, that's a joke. I mean, to try to figure out how many kilowatt hours you used and why your bill is you use fewer kilowatt hours this month and yet your bill was more, if you'll look, you'll see a fuel adjustment charge. So what I did was, I said, if I could separate some of the cost of business so that I could show a car owner. Now this is inside information that you ain't going to get anywhere else, folks. If I could show a car owner why it costs $250 to do a job that the car owner says, well, I thought $100. I mean, $150, but $250, that's just 40%, 50% more than I thought it would be. In that $250 are buried, just like you go to a steakhouse and eat a steak. If it's $30, all the cost of operations and hopefully some profit for the steakhouse is in that $30 main course, if you can get one for $30. So the bottom line, what we did was we added a percentage of for our customers, and for each job we added 6.5% to the bottom of every ticket of parts and labor. So if your bill is $100, then you pay $106.50, and $6.50 goes to cover a portion of, not the entire insurance bill, a portion of the insurance bill. Why would I do that? Why would somebody do that? I mean, wouldn't that upset you if you saw on the bottom of your repair ticket insurance?